when dealing with oh my bad.
You good? You good? I always have a little intro. We had a little combo before we start. Of course, we talking about American Horror Stories. How we feel about this episode because me and the deal been looking forward to this one. We always been talking about this one. If you've been watching the American Horror Story reviews, Bloody Mary been the one we've been kind of mentioning. My bad for the previous episode. We ain't got to that one, and probably not going to review that one. I ain't even got the front to y'all. I'm just saying I didn't like that one like that. I don't feel like it's worthy.
Man,
It's not worthy of a live, but I'm saying we thinking about recording it, and I still might record it. But as of
in the
right now,
world, man, in the world of COVID and monkeypox, I didn't need to see none of that shit.
you really did. And that's the thing too. It was like, yeah, if y'all would have took us somewhere else with that, as far as the execution, then maybe. But as far as just doing all of that and then the lead up to what y'all did with that, like, yeah, I'm good with that. No, that wasn't it. That was disgusting. It was disgusting. Okay, American Horror Stories, Season 2, Episode 5, Bloody Mary review. Let's go.
Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary.
American Horror Stories.
We saw what we saw.
A new nightmare. Every week.
We have to do what Bloody Mary says. Please.
FX's American Horror Stories.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. You in the Low Key Cave. Of course, you got Low Key, my co-host Nadia coming through and joining me. No, we didn't have American Horror Stories last week. We did do Nope, of course, as far as spoilers review, which I was my fault on as far as being late. But we are back as far as American Horror Stories Season 2 reviews. And one of the episodes we've been really looking forward to was this one, of course, was Bloody Mary. So we about to go ahead and jump into this. Yo, Tony Robinson, what's going on? Yeah, that's on Pyru, Tony. Well, yes, let's jump into it, man. Of course, starting this episode off as far as Bloody Mary, going into this, the first thing I thought of course, with whatever they was doing as far as the mirrors, them doing the whole countdown, and shout out to Bloody Mary saying, shit, I don't need 5, I need 3. I don't even need 5, I just need 3. Of course, first thing came to my mind, Candyman. My guy. You know, damn City Boys. We up. But Bloody Mary said, yeah, City Girls down. Hey, they taking at your own people. My man, goddamn Candyman come in and saying, hey, we're going to goddamn take a do it for the culture. We're going to do it for the culture. Not Bloody Mary. No.
She said anybody can get it, but yeah, it did seem like she was focused on well, her same skin tone.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to definitely get into it.
It was.
Yeah, Tony. We couldn't even do no review on it, man. And the fact that we do P Valley is like, damn, y'all couldn't do that.
No.
I'm just messing with y'all.
I just kept.
The homie, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, bro. Definitely appreciate the support. Let me know y'all checked out this recent episode of American Horror Stories, Bloody Mary. Y'all can let me know if y'all checked out the previous one too. I don't even know the name of that one. I just call it Nasty.
Milkmaid.
Oh, okay, Milkmaid. What?
Bruh, I thought they was about to go somewhere even grosser with that one, so I was just glad they didn't. I did too.
Tony.
I ate before I watched it too, and then I had the nerve to pause it, thinking I was about to hit that second bowl of cereal, and I started eating, and then like they was with the cows, and I was like, I wasn't.
Shout out to the homies.
I wasn't even eating cow's milk; it was almond milk, but still, it was milk, and I was just like,
I ain't ate nothing. It didn't matter. It was just looking at that and knowing it wouldn't even affect. It was everything with that episode as far as the previous one. Shout out to the homie. Yeah, I like that. To me, this was almost like a horror version of Juice with females.
Yes.
Straight up.
Good observation.
Don't take my shit either, y'all. I know ain't nobody said that shit either.
That's basically
oh yeah, appreciate you coming through, the home. Definitely one of the biggest supporters who be always coming through the channel, leaving comments. Definitely on the reactions or whatever. Appreciate you coming through, bro. But yes, Bloody Mary. We start this episode off with 4 friends: Bianca, Elise, Maggie, and Lena, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Lena. And they pretty much just playing the game, Bloody Mary.
I ain't remember none of their names.
I did. I just made sure I had them remember their names. See, Tony, we done with that now, Tony. We gonna get up out of here, Tony. See, Tony, you see, Tony.
Start fucking up.
Shout out to Tony. That's why. See.
I did
ain't
too.
need none of those comments.
did
That's why I
too.
didn't do no live.
I did too. I was like,
Tony, you want me to do a live, Tony? You want me to do a live on the puss episode? See, Tony.
are we back in the valley? You done said back in the paint.
No. I missed the pink though. I wish we was. But anyway, man, Bloody Mary episode. We got these 4 friends, and I honestly don't know why they decided to play this type of game, being that there's so many different things y'all can do. I'm going to be honest. Even if this was happened to me, one of my daughters, I'd be like, y'all can talk about niggas. Y'all can talk about boys. I don't care. But Bloody Mary, no. And they was actually talking about guys. And then I don't know how it led to them wanting to do a Bloody Mary game. I don't know.
Bruh, it's always something. They should, at girl sleepovers, you talk about guys eat junk food.
Shout out to Tony.
You might play,
Y'all gotta stop with this milk.
You might play
Milkmaid
light
episode.
as a feather, stiff as a board.
You
I ain't
hang
no
with
play-
your homegirls, right? Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the
Okay,
day.
did y'all want to play Bloody Mary or Candyman?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
No, we
Especially,
just
let's call it what
listening
it
to
is.
music.
4 black girls. I ain't never heard of 4 black girls wanting to play Bloody Mary or Candyman.
No, we ain't do shit like that. First of all, I was terrified of Candyman, and he was not gonna get me to play. I play Truth or Dare,
Okay,
but don't
Tony.
ask me to do nothing that's gonna hurt me or somebody else. Like, I ain't trying to die over no fucking dare or be
That's all I'm
paralyzed
saying.
or some shit. I ain't about to jump off no bridge. Truth or Dare, jump off a bridge. You stupid as fuck.
But I guess they just
I'm
get
big.
bored and they decide to play Bloody Mary.
Well,
And
they
before-
didn't believe it was true. They,
Well, before they can even do the first little 3-name Bloody Mary, because like I said, this ain't no
seance. Call it what it
This
is.
3.
Call it what it is. That is a seance.
I mean, yeah, they got
They
to
were-
turn on
they
the
are
lights and light
conjuring-
candles.
Yeah, you light the candle and you saying someone's name in a mirror. It's conjuring. It is a seance. Call it what it is.
Paranormal activity. But before they can even finish this, shout out to the 2 sisters. We have 2 sisters in here, Bianca, and if I'm not mistaken, Elise. She pretty much ain't comfortable with this as far as Elise. If I'm not mistaken,
she's
that's
smart.
the light-skinned sister.
Cause she's
Yeah,
smart.
she ain't feeling this. She's like, nah,
You
I
don't
ain't
fuck
want to
with
do that.
that. Mm-mm.
But Bianca, pretty much the other sister, which is the most beautiful dark-skinned sister, very beautiful. All these young women are beautiful, all of them. And I'm glad this was a
Yes,
we
I'm
got
glad
some
they
good
showed
representation in this
array of
episode.
black girls.
yes.
They showed
Throughout
us a
this
different-
episode,
Different shapes, sizes, heights, all
Yes.
that.
yeah.
Different
That's a good
social
mix, too.
groups, because the one girl is a cheerleader. So yeah.
And this is a predominantly horror story. So the thing about it is, throughout this episode, you are getting more than anything black characters throughout this episode, even with the backstory or whatever. But we are getting other white characters, but they are good characters. They play a good role in the position and as far as moving the story along. But as far as their friends, the sisters, Bianca not feeling her sister getting upset about not wanting to finish this. Like, why you getting all scared? Why you don't want to do this? I'm like, nigga. I'm really meaning this when I say this, nigga.
Because we black and we not calling upon things that we don't understand. You don't conjure shit. I'm trying. A lot of people don't believe in the spirit world, and that's the problem. And they think shit is funny, and then they call some shit, and then they
man.
somewhere dead a couple days later.
Shout out to Tony. I feel what you're saying. I feel like this might have been a good movie too. Like this
Yes.
episode in particular definitely would have been a good movie. But as far
Yes,
as a
I
full-on
wanted
season,
more. I wanted more. Not a full on season, but
Yeah.
a movie. Yes.
I feel like more of a movie, Tony.
Yeah, I definitely wanted more. I wanted the stakes to be. I mean, the
Okay.
stakes was high, but it was like.
Shout out to the homie. Everybody saying they want a full season of Bloody Mary.
a
Okay.
full season? Okay.
All right, then
Yes.
you guys say don't mess with that voodoo.
No, you don't mess with shit that you don't understand. Unless you learn voodoo from somebody that does voodoo, you don't mess with that shit. You don't just, oh, let me say some incantation and light some candles. You are doing magic. Stop doing shit that you don't understand. Period. You call something and it show up. Don't be scared when it show up. That's all I'm saying.
Little sister, as far as Elise, doesn't want to be left out, and she don't want to make her big sister feel upset, because we get a little bit more story with them moving forward, and we find out more than anything why she doesn't want to disappoint her. Kind of feel like, I see you've been doing what you're doing, and I want to, damn, let me look out for you now. It's your turn.
I can identify with that because I grew up in a household with a single mom, and my sister wasn't too much older than me, but she felt like she had to be a
They dealing with a lot. We gonna get.
Oh yeah, they dealing with way more shit than I
It's a
ever
lot.
dealt with.
It makes the story understandable too, as far as the reasoning behind certain
Yes.
choices. But yes, the sister ends up going along with it. But this is the thing with me: they say they want to do it separately, as far as having their own mirrors, as far as doing the whole Bloody Mary thing again. And
What made them want to do it that way?
I don't know. Once again, I don't understand even why they wanted to play this type of game.
Because they heard the story and they didn't believe it, so let's try it and prove that it's wrong. No,
And let
let's
me
just
know-
say we don't believe it and go on with our life.
Any young people that come through, is this what y'all doing these days? I'm just asking because I know this is up to date. This is 20. I seen when the old girl was on the computer, it was like 2020, 2021. Either way, it's up to date. And I'm like, is this what y'all doing these days? We didn't do this in our era. I'm just like, we didn't do this.
They play with Ouija boards and everything. I don't play
Oh, no.
with that shit.
We did a lot of, we might have did some nigga knocking, might have prank calls, something like that. But no, we're not doing Bloody Mary in the mirror, no. But yes, they do decide to go ahead and do this. And of course, she shows up. And of course, it ain't what they imagined it would be. And everybody seems to get something different in particular.
Yes.
Yeah, homie. Them some of my favorite movies, though, as far as dealing with these type of entities or whatever. I ain't gonna front. I still watch these type of movies.
Oh, God.
Man, we're gonna get to it, Tony. Like I said, they got some reason.
Hot garbage.
But after they do end up doing this little summoning, as far as calling Bloody Mary name 3 times in the mirror, she appears. And they end up seeing one thing happen to one of the individuals, as far as Maggie, if I'm not mistaken, that's the young girl's name. But it's not what it seems. And this is where they have a little conversation as far as what Bloody Mary asked them to do. Because this whole thing with Bloody Mary is, she pretty much asked them, they have certain things that they want.
They have
So they
desires.
asking her.
and
Yeah, they have
wants.
desires. This and the third. And I'm like, oh, this ain't no Candyman shit. They own some type of like, what is it, man? It's almost like the devil at the crossroads type of shit. Like,
Yeah,
give me
it's
your
like
soul.
making a deal with the devil, but
Yeah.
so you got to do something that causes somebody else misfortune. It's kind of on some genie shit too, but you don't get 3 wishes. You just
Evil genie. Goddamn, what's that shit? Wishmaster.
yeah.
Careful what you ask for.
Yo, ain't what no beating that shit, cause you would just say some. You think
Halloween
you
coming up. We got something for y'all. I'm definitely working on some things. Wishmaster. But yes, she pretty much asked them to do all of them as far as individuals to do certain things for her. To
some
get those
horrific
desires.
shit. I
All
mean,
of
it ain't even. She ain't asked. Well, Bianca don't tell us what she asked her.
And that's
to
the
do,
one in
asked
particular,
them to
which we
do.
should have probably caught on it.
I knew. No, okay. This was my
didn't.
theory. I was like, I thinking, because she was like, but I would never, and I was like, it got to do something with her sister. I didn't think it had anything to do with, anyone else but her
I didn't even
sister.
think
I
it
was
was a
just like,
sister. I thought it was
no,
more of the friends. It was somebody. I didn't think it
no,
was a
I
sister.
thought it
Boy. I
was her
thought she was gonna
sister
have to do something to one of them.
because she really cares for her sister, and I was like, bruh, it got to do something with her sister. Yep.
Like I said, something like the devil at the crossroads, the homie. Said Tales from
Yep.
the Hood. But yes, besides them get pretty much this intervention with Bloody Mary, they decide we're gonna just ignore this and move on. We ain't gonna do this. We ain't gonna go along with these desires or her demands. We're gonna try to just ignore this. So the two sisters, as far as Bianca and Elise, pretty much leave and go back to their residence, where we end up meeting their mother.
Yeah, because that ain't no damn home.
Like, man, I didn't know they was dealing with this type of environment.
She was like, why y'all back at the house? I need
I
a
had a
time
place
to
to myself, as far as a stranger
Yeah.
man, the guy on the couch. Well,
for
pretty much,
trash,
they like, we gonna go to our
garbage.
room, and she's like, nah, I'm supposed to get some time to myself. Y'all almost grown. Y'all gotta go. Get out of my house. Like on some homeless shit. Like, get out.
Yeah, it's
Go
it's
find
the
a place
middle
to
of
stay.
the night. It's the middle of the night, and she legit put her teenage daughters out the house. Like, who the fuck does that? Who the fuck, like, these beautiful young ladies, you don't give a fuck where they at?
It definitely put more impact and element to the story as far as these two and what they was doing as far as the Bloody Mary thing and asking them to do what they was doing. And this is where we get that conversation as far as them just wanting to get out. College, trying to escape, basically. The common story. Living in certain environments, trying to get away from certain environments. And now you got this whole situation with Bloody Mary, and it's like, see, if I do this, this is my way out. This is it. And this is the shit she asking them to do, though. This is definitely harming people, individuals.
Okay, I feel
Not
like
killing them, but pretty much handicapping them, all types. Nah, and shout out to my wife, bro. She was kind of saying certain things like that. Was when Bianca didn't say what the Bloody Mary asked her to do, she kind of thought it was the situation after she had seen what happened with her mama. Was like, oh, she asked her to kill her mama or something, and she didn't want to say it out loud. And I was like, it might be that. I was kind of thinking maybe that was it too. But yeah, I don't know if that was it, the homie. We're gonna get to it though, as far as what she was asked to do. Oreo, it didn't matter, man. She was on some of that South Central shit, Tony. Definitely. She was on that South Central. Damn, thanks, Ray. Straight up. But instead of teenage boys, she was dealing with girls. But yeah, man, they pretty much had this little conversation where they in the car, where they got to sleep for the night since they can't sleep in their house. And like I said, talking about their desire to pretty much get away, the escape plan. But moving forward, we get them going to school pretty much the next day, feeling like everything gonna pretty much be all right, knowing everything, still talking about it. They ain't sleep good after everything they had seen or whatever, but it's what happened and while they in class. The teacher are pretty much having a conversation, just so happened, about mirrors, reflections, and this and the third.
what a damn coincidence.
Definitely. It just so happened the teacher, while she's giving this lesson, has a mirror on the other side of her teaching board or whatever. And of course, Bloody Mary. I'm back, bitches.
Like I told y'all, bitches.
Shout out Swizz Beats. But yes, Uncle this time we gotta talk about them too. They might not get no more verses.
Ooh.
But yeah, Bloody Mary, like, yo, I asked y'all to do something for me. What's going on? Y'all sitting here going around y'all day like it's all good and Andy. No, I need y'all to get this done. Y'all on the timetable. We got contracts and blood. So, how do you feel about this scene? And after this situation, as far as the classroom scene, they pretty much just gather up to have a conversation as far as seeing her, because they all see her. Nobody else does, of course, as far as in the classroom, except them.
I like what the teacher was saying, because like she was teaching them some shit on a whole nother level. Like And I
Facts.
like it when teachers go there because it sparks something in the children's mind to like think beyond just what you think beyond this textbook. You know what I mean?
And I think they was trying
Um,
to do that to us as far as the audience watching this episode.
Also, yes. Yes, you have to, because like I said, a lot of people don't believe in the spirit world, and I'm like, don't believe it all you want to. It exists.
Was Bloody Mary before Candyman? I know this is like an original story somewhere because you always heard about Bloody Mary. Like I remember being younger hearing about Bloody Mary, but I'm not sure if I heard about Bloody Mary before Candyman. I'm not sure. I know it was always something.
I
Back
feel
in
like
the day.
I feel like I simultaneously knew about both, but I
I
can't
also
remember
know
a time
more
where
about
I
it
did.
now.
I
I'm
wasn't
not sure
doing
if it's
neither
true
one of them though.
as far
I
as this
wasn't
story.
doing neither. Shit, I wasn't doing neither one of them.
Oh
Oh,
no.
the Haunting Hour, which is like the PG-13 version of Goosebumps, and it's so much better. But they did a two-parter on Bloody Mary. It was really good, but it was way yes.
Okay. Speaking of, I'm glad you mentioned that. Shout out to Perk Minded. He been doing like reviews on Are You Afraid of the Dark, which I'm thinking they done redid or something like the recent ones. It seemed like they kind of dark.
Yes, they are. They're still PG-13,
Okay.
but like the one about the night house with the shadow man,
I ain't
bruh,
watched none of them. I ain't watched the
that
recent.
shit is good.
Make
I
sure
didn't
y'all
get to
go
finish.
check out Perk Minded YouTube channel.
I didn't get to finish watching the one about the freak show, but the one about the shadow man, that shit was. I was like, this is for kids.
Yeah, I ain't watched them recent ones. I'm gonna have to see
That
because
shit had you not sleeping. I mean, if you're a kid, like it's
Okay.
pretty scary. Not for no. I mean, I don't know if people afraid of the dark and shadows and shit like that. I don't know. But I also like to poke a lot of holes and shit. Cause it's the ending. I like to poke holes in it because logic. No, this is logically. This is not.
Are you talking
how
about
this
this
would
or are
no,
you
the ending of the are you
Okay.
afraid of the dark?
I'm gonna have to check them out, man. I'm gonna have to check them out, especially after Perk Minded's review. They seem like they are pretty good.
Yeah,
Being that they
are.
was coming on Nickelodeon, I wasn't like I don't know. But
Yeah,
as far as
yeah.
Bloody
Kids'
Mary,
heart can get corny real quickly.
okay, I'm gonna have to check them out though. Shout out to both of y'all. Y'all basically giving me good recommendations. But
I
they pretty
recommend
much had this
something
little
else.
group meetup, pretty much trying to decide whether they're gonna go along with Bloody Mary decision because they like, man, I'm tired of this. Like this shit already getting on my nerves, and they like we may need to go ahead and just move forward with her request as far as Bloody Mary. And they like, come on, you were talking about doing certain things, and one in particular, as far as the sister Elise, she got to frame a teacher for like some straight up harassment, rape type shit. And it's like,
Bruh, I thought she was gonna be the first one to break. Because like especially
Yeah.
after I saw that situation, I was like, shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you what I
Okay,
thought
then.
she was gonna do when we get to her part.
I think I'm about to get to that. But homie, we're gonna talk about that too. I think I'm gonna see if they kind of mentioning some of that. It's because I don't know nothing about the true story of Bloody Mary, if it is a true story. But if that has something to do with the context as far as what they get into with this episode, as far as the backstory, which is interesting to where they go with it. So I was kind of impressed with it. But yes, Elise, pretty much everybody, Maggie, they start still seeing images after they had this little meetup as far as Bloody Mary. But not only images of Bloody Mary, but as far as what they're supposed to be doing as far as her request. Elise supposed to frame this teacher, and it's pretty much what they feel like or what she's saying is going to happen to them after they do or go along with these requests. You know, framing this teacher, possible suicide. Doing what she's doing as far as Maggie and her ex-boyfriend, I think, with his new girlfriend. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what she's supposed to do with her, as far as like throwing up some like a nude pictures of her or something on the internet or something.
Yeah, she was told to steal her nudes and post them online.
Oh shit, the homie. Deep into it.
Oh, that's what they called it. Yeah. That's.
Oh, they definitely didn't do that like this in this episode. What you said?
No,
okay, I ain't know nothing about this.
Yeah,
shout out to the homie.
It was a nickname for that particular person.
I'm about to make Bloody Mary way. See, all right, y'all
It
talking
is.
about the City Girls up. Candyman, like his mythology and everything, and what he had to go through. I'm just saying, like,
Anyway,
goddamn torture. But anyway, yes, they pretty much are still seeing images of Bloody Mary, but not only Bloody Mary, the things that she is asking them to do. So now it's getting more drastic as far as
oh,
them
go
going
back.
along with doing these things.
Go back to the. So when the teacher was telling her that first of all, I like how he contradicted herself when she caught that, and she just like, so I'm desperate, but then I'm not, and now you want me to play victim? Cause like basically she's trying to beg for an education, elite education at Yale. So
Yes, because
I
you were like,
thought,
I'm getting straight A's, this and the third. But you
yeah,
know the
but
situation they going through. It's like I'm trying to get the hell out of here. Like that's really
yeah,
what.
I like how she tried to call him on that microaggression. How he was like, "But you got an advantage," basically saying because she black and bullshit. And I was like, "That don't mean nothing."
Shout out to
Anyway,
the what you just spoke on and the little hints behind this episode, especially with this being a predominantly black episode.
oh yeah,
Yes,
it's a lot of shit that go along with this. So, what I thought she was gonna do, because I thought she was gonna be the one to crack first. So I thought she was gonna take the essay
shout
and
out to the homie. Okay,
write what he did to her as the essay, and that was gonna get her in, but it was gonna incriminate him. Boom.
that would have been took. See, that would have took too much more time though. They ain't have enough
That's
time
why
for
it
that to
needed
put
to
this all
be a
in this
damn.
episode.
That's why it needed to be a damn
See,
movie. 'Cause
that's a good point though. They wouldn't have enough time to put this in just one episode of an anthology though.
nah,
Damn.
I know, but
You
I
would have
thought
had them
that's
been
what
a
she was gonna do.
whole separate like side story going on. Made it way deeper than Bloody Mary. We would have been
Look,
going to court.
this is why I be catching shit, because I was like, I be coming up with my own shit off to the side.
But he wasn't a rapist, right, Tony? He was a
No,
rapist. Yeah.
he just had inappropriate mannerisms for a teacher. You're
Okay,
not supposed
okay.
to like. Okay,
And with the hand
you
touching and stuff.
yeah
Right?
yeah
Okay.
yeah.
I
And
got
she could have took that as inappropriate, but he wasn't being inappropriate.
shout
He
out
was
Tony.
trying to be endearing at that moment, like, trying to connect with her. But she could have took it as a sexual advance. So like, it's a thin line when you
She
work
could
with
have took and
children.
ran that, and that would have been a whole thing.
Exactly. I told you she was gonna write that essay and be like, he did this to me in the time, and just make up some
Man,
shit.
you about
That's
to
what
turn
I
this
thought she
into
was.
straight up Law and Order SVU. Straight up. About to go into court. But yes, Lena, everybody, they're pretty much seeing the things that Bloody Mary asked them to do. At the same time, Bianca's pretty much trying to find things out about the history of Bloody Mary, trying to see if she can stop this. That's where I got the tripping off of, especially when everybody beats back up, besides Bianca, as far as Elise, Lena, and Maggie, because they both like, yo, what we gonna do? What we gonna try to do? At least like my sister gonna handle this. She got this, and they like, nigga, this supernatural. What the fuck is your sister
Exactly.
gonna do? Like, and I'm like,
Unless
yeah,
she
you right.
calling on some supernatural shit. Yeah, because it was like, unless you about to call another supernatural being to fight this supernatural being, then what the fuck we about to do?
I get it though, because Elise was
But
almost
listen,
looking at her as that mother position because of the situation that they
yes,
living in, and she been
yes.
taking care of her or whatever. So she like, man, she been doing everything else. I feel like she can handle this situation too. No, Nick, no, like no. But this pretty much
Bruh.
pushing boundaries, especially for Lena. She like, man, I gotta do what I gotta do because I ain't trying to die. And
Right.
it's the cheerleader.
Yo. Yeah, that shit, like.
I got Final Destination vibes a little bit,
Yeah.
little bit. But Lena, she decides to say, I'm thinking I'm going to do this, and she's pretty
Yeah.
much gotta take out or not take out, but injure old girl. But from this image, looked like she was gonna die. She wasn't gonna make
Exactly. That's what I was like with because Bloody Mary was like she'd be paralyzed. And I was like, that don't look like paralyzed. That look
Nah.
like a death for your
It's
wish.
a bone through her neck. Like I don't think
Yes.
she's gonna make it.
And then like bruh, no.
Yeah, they kind of mentioned it at the end. The homie, we're gonna talk about it. bruh, Tony.
Stop.
Ghostbusters wasn't gonna be able to do shit. Not with Bloody Mary. But yes, my girl Bianca doing her research, but like I said, Lena ain't trying to hear that no more. She trying to go along with this, but she doesn't go along with it. She pretty much stalls out at the end, and she doesn't end up injuring her cheermate.
Even though that bitch deserved at least a sprained ankle. I don't care what nobody say. She like, why you so rude?
She was on some Mean Girl shit. Like,
yeah,
you know, the little
had,
teen pop movies or whatever. She was on that Mean Girls, Jawbreaker type shit. She was on that.
What I feel like they was trying to portray as far as like, because I feel like there's a lot of black things that you that I picked up on. So colorism. I feel like because they was trying to do that play on colorism because she's a dark skinned girl. And then the light skinned girl talking to her like she ain't shit. You ain't on my level. Bitch, we both cheerleaders. Like, what the fuck? Just because you captain and I'm still on the squad, I'm here for a reason. People don't. Coaches pick the team, not captains. So I don't know where people get that shit from. Captains do not. Other cheerleaders do not pick the cheerleaders that go on the cheerleading squad. That is clearly up to the captain.
I think she was being a cheer type.
Can
I bring it on? Hey y'all. My bad, y'all. But yeah. Bianca and them dudes show up to try to make sure she don't go along with this, even though they wasn't gonna do shit. They were just sitting in the stand. So if she would have did it,
no. When she said you got this, that was like, don't do it. That was like that's black people talking in code to each other. That's like I said, it's so much shit in the show. It's so much. I wouldn't be surprised if they had black writers on this episode because
I might have to see that.
Because it's a lot of nuances of being black in this, but I feel like it's a message behind I feel like it's a message behind each of the girls' tasks that they had to complete. It's like she could say fuck this white teacher, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get to Yale, but at what expense, you know?
As far as doing their tasks, as far as what Bloody Mary asked them to do.
Yeah, she could have dropped Homegirl, but at what cost? You know?
Well, after Lena doesn't go along or go through what Bloody Mary asked her to do, Bianca and Elise try somewhat to do a little bit of investigation as far as what Bianca been kind of looking over as far as the history behind Bloody Mary. In the meantime, after Bianca goes out to do her job, because that's how they eat, Bianca got to go work or do whatever she got to do because they mama, you know, in that situation. Once again,
the anger. I'm like, she go to school, take care of her sister, and pay the bills. What are you here
all
for?
Of that.
Man.
Once again, they showing you the circumstances and why she's the build-up, basically the build-up.
Yes.
But Elise, while she's at home sleeping, chilling, Bloody Mary, you on a timetable. You were on a timetable. What's going on? I asked y'all to do something once again. Mm-hmm. And she pretty much makes a visit to Elise, letting her know she got some time limit. 12 o'clock next day. If you ain't got my money, you're my bud, I'm killing you and them.
Exactly.
Because you playing with my emotions. But yes. One thing about these scenes, was they scared of you?
No.
They wasn't either. They were, I mean, if you picturing yourself in those moments as far as these girls, especially with her and they're sleeping at night and they come through your mirror looking like that, yeah, I kind of give them that.
I believe that they were scared, but I was not scared. But I guess because I'm like, that's what the fuck you get for summoning somebody that you don't understand. Like,
Facts.
You can't unring a bell. That's what,
Once again,
that's like.
City girls down, city boys up, because Candyman definitely more intimidating when you called him. And even before he showed up in the movie, you were just hearing these stories. That bathroom scene with the little boy, like, oh no, I'm good. I don't need no more. First Candyman, I think 1993. Shout out there. But yes, she ends up showing up, telling Elise, nigga, you better do this. I need you to do what I asked you to do. And this is where we get to our next thing. I ain't gonna say I didn't see this coming, but being that this is an anthology series, I'm guessing I got so invested in the story, I wasn't expecting the death as early as far as out of the group. maybe
Right.
some people outside of them, as far as family or whatever, which we didn't know too much about anybody else's family besides the two sisters. But still, maybe classmates or whatever. Maybe certain people started dying that they were supposed to kill, but we didn't know who was doing it or whatever, because you thought, oh, I got to do what I got to do because I'm thinking somebody gonna kill me. So you thinking one of the friends are doing the deeds. But no, the friends start dying. The first one being Lena, brutally, by the way, I may mention.
Bruh.
Grisly image kind of gave me that image of the first time I watched, what was it, The Ring? Over there
Yes.
in the video.
Oh my God. As soon as they opened that closet, I was like, I looked at my friend. I said, I'm ready to go. She said, hell no, I paid for this movie. We watching it. I was like, oh, because The Ring is PG-13.
I got some on the stove right quick. I'm coming right back. I got turned off.
But yeah, why the fuck is The Ring PG-13? Like, I mean, I guess because it's like, it's not really anything that's gross, like super grotesque in The Ring, but it's like a bunch of disturbing images and God. But yeah. Anyway, Selena dead with them eyes clawed out, and parents devastated, and Maggie actually sees it. So Maggie like is distraught, you know. Bianca and what's her sister name? Elise, I guess. she they don't seem they're concerned, but they don't seem phased because they didn't see the actual face, you know. When it's different when you see what happened to somebody versus like hearing about it, like especially like car accidents and stuff like that. But yeah, so Lena dead. Maggie is distraught, and Maggie comes and tells Bianca and Elise, and they're upset, and I feel like it lights a fire
Man, y'all bad.
under Bianca to actually, you know, figure out how do I stop this, you know, because
What
her
you
friend is dead now. It's okay. I was saying like Maggie was more distraught because she saw what Lena looked like versus
Yeah.
Bianca and Elise. They were upset, but like, you know, I feel like Elise would still had all this, you know, my sister gonna handle this, my sister gonna handle this, and
I didn't feel
Bianca like, well, I gotta solve this before it gets us too. You know, that's what I felt like in that moment anyway.
What you mean, home? I ain't feel like that. It's a TV show, man, episode, but I ain't feel like that. I was paying more attention to the story or whatever, and I didn't feel like anything was bad. It's just straight to me.
That she wasn't scary.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not,
it. She wasn't scared.
I mean, like she was beautiful. But I mean, she got the Freddy Krueger nails and shit. But like,
All of
you
that,
know,
okay. I mean, the intimidation somewhat, but this is pretty much where I started calling stuff. When the friend popped up and she said the other friend was dead, as far as Lena, and when Maggie showed up, this is where I was like, when you have those off-screen deaths, especially when it's supposed to be Bloody Mary doing it, and I'm like, if we watching something about Bloody Mary, I'm thinking we're gonna get her showing her doing what she gonna do. Nah, when we didn't get that, I'm like, okay, somebody doing this. It's one of y'all doing this, something going on. It's more to this than just Bloody Mary killing the girls or whatever.
Damn, I'm late. See, I would have been if you were relying on me catching that this early, I would have been dead.
Absolutely.
Because I was like, oh, to me, I just felt like they wasn't as distraught as Maggie because Maggie saw her face and saw her parents. You know what I mean?
It was the desperation.
Like,
it was them and the whole thing with we got to do something as far as I don't want to die, I want her to kill me. And they started talking about going along with the request of Bloody Mary.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I started thinking, okay, somebody is doing this because now they done got so scared that they're starting to take each other out or somebody doing it. I wasn't sure for the reason in that first, but I just knew somebody doing it because of the desperation behind what's going on in the situation.
Okay. I was just like, figure this shit out or die.
Yeah, but even with that in the deal, it was more so of what we seen previous episodes as far as this twist and these whole things with the betrayals. We keep seeing these whole things, whether it's friends or relationships, somebody get betrayed in these recent episodes as far as American
That
Horror
is
Stories.
true. Cause it all started with the
Yes.
dollhouse. They
Yep.
was, yeah.
I like the acting, the homie. I appreciate the acting. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't the best thing ever, but I definitely appreciate it.
I at least
It wasn't bad
believe
at
that
all.
they were scared. I believe that they were scared. I believe that they were upset. It was like if this would have been a movie, I feel like they could have got more out of them because they could have went different places. It was just like
They didn't have enough time to build chemistry either. I feel like
yes.
with this being so, that's another thing too, and that might be why some people might not like the acting because it's like I don't believe y'all as friends. They didn't have
That
enough time
part.
to build that chemistry. I still believe them. So I believe the sisters. That's what I say. I believe them as sisters. The Lisa and Bianca. I believe them too. But besides that, Bianca, after the situation with Lena being dead, she tries to go get some more history as far as Bloody Mary. And this is where we get a little bit of backstory. What kind of caught my attention and even somewhat have kind of given me another story. It's almost like we got two stories as far as this episode, where I almost wanted to get some more with this backstory. We're hearing about this lady, as far as this white lady taking in slaves, with somewhat of an underground railroad, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
And
she was supposed to be like a safe house to where they could leave at a certain time and go north.
yeah, feeding them and everything. And she actually had another person, as far as a black person, helping her lure in these slaves. Because that's what she was doing. She was luring them in. But this is kind of where we get our little history with the Bloody Mary. Not all of it, but a little bit of it. And as far as what she was dealing with, and the woman that ended up locking up not only her, but I think her son, and not kinfolk, but people she was helping or people that they was all with as far as the other slaves that were just trying to get away. Because this is a back history as far as slave story. Moving forward though, Maggie, once again, Lena being dead, she like, I gotta go along with this. I'm not trying to go out like that. After seeing the way Lena went out, her eyes pretty much being gashed out in this and the third. So going back to her ex-boyfriend and the new girl, she pretty much trying to decide whether she want to go along with this, but Elise is trying to talk her out of it. Once again, it's trying to lead to that situation of if she posts these certain things about this girl, could she commit suicide or kill herself, similar to the situation with the teacher and Elise, but framing him or whatever.
She was like, could you live with yourself and actually be with this dude knowing that you did this to this girl?
Yep. She kind of get what Lena went through as far as the cheerleader when she was trying to about to go along and let her injure old girl or whatever.
Yeah, she saw that net. She was like, man, because like think about that. Like you do some shit, but you really wasn't trying to hurt nobody that far, and they this
the impact, everything that comes along with everybody and their reaction and the way you have to deal with everybody. Young age, these are teenagers we talking about.
Close.
And we were gonna get to it, the homie. Spoilers.
Close.
Shout out to the homie. But she doesn't go along with it. Similar to Lena, she pretty much stalls out on it. But after this situation, as far as at least talking to her, is this before or after? I think this is. No,
Yeah,
they go to do this. Is this after they go to the girl house? No, this is before that, right?
What you talking about? The museum part?
Yeah. This was before that. My bad. This was before that.
Well, Bianca goes to the museum by herself first.
Yeah, we talked about that. This is when Bianca was getting history or whatever. But I guess Elise talks to Bianca and she got a little bit more history as far as what she got from the pawn shop dude or whatever, the history guy or whatever. That pretty much lets her know about the dagger.
It's a museum.
Okay.
Museum curator. That's what we're gonna call it.
And they pretty much trying to go and steal a dagger that she got the information on, pretty much the thing that they feel like could kill Bloody Mary or whatever. So they trying to steal it.
When he said that it came off of somebody from the Caribbean, I was like, oh, I already know where this is going. But I had already figured that it was gonna be some type of Caribbean spirituality type of thing, because I like based off the way
I
she
started
talked,
thinking about Vampire in Brooklyn. the Angela Bassett, her mama is. I'm sorry, y'all. The Vampire Brooklyn definitely not that deep, but still, I'm just saying what they was doing with that. That's why I started thinking about that when you start mentioning it. Those little bit of Caribbean connections or whatever.
Mm-hmm. That's some they on some spiritual, some deep
That's
spiritual
why this
stuff.
episode didn't have enough time for all of that. It was
They
way,
didn't, and that's why
it didn't
this
take
should
it
have
out
been
of
a
the
movie.
episode, but it was a lot more that you wanted to engage into. That's what I'm talking about with the backstory with Bloody Mary.
This should have been a 3-parter or a movie. Fear Street. Because then they could have developed the friends more, and then they could have did a whole episode on just the backstory of Bloody Mary and the slave stuff, and then, finish it up.
Then we would have had to really engage with them, and they definitely would have had to been in some better acting right there.
Yeah, they would have had better chemistry.
Because the acting went bad. It went. Yeah. We gonna get to it, the homie. Damn, your ass coming in spoiling. Shout out to the homie. I'm just messing with you, bro. Appreciate you coming through, though.
Like
a little movie.
Yeah. That is what movies used to be. Movies used to be 90 minutes until Marvel and Titanic and all them wanted to make 2-hour, 3-hour movies and shit. Seriously, movies used to be 90 minutes. That's it.
I mean,
go look at runtime for older movies. That shit is short as I don't know what. 6 Sense. I think 6 Sense is under 40 minutes. I mean, under 90 minutes. I can't get it out.
Oh no, 6 Sense definitely longer than that.
No, 6 Sense is shorter than 90 minutes. It's oddly short, but go ahead.
But once we get back to, because they do end up stealing the dagger, because pretty much Elise pretty much trying to talk my man, because he loves talking about some history as far as the person that got the dagger. He loves getting engaged into some history talk or whatever. So they do get the dagger. It's when they shows up to Maggie house, pretty much trying to get her to come along with them to try to go along with this plan as far as trying to find this cabin that Bloody Mary was locked in pretty much with the incident from the history lesson or whatever. But Maggie is dead. Maggie's eyes has been gouged out just the same way as Lena. And once again, this is where my theory's going all over the place as far as, okay, somebody definitely doing this. Because once again, it's off-screen deaths. We're not seeing this happen to them. We just seeing them after the aftermath of what happens to them. So I'm like, yeah, it's definitely something else going on. Somebody is doing this, and we into somewhat of a slash or scream situation. Who did it?
Oh, somebody lied to me. It is longer than 90 minutes.
We're talking about the 6 Sense. Oh, yeah.
It's only about like 15 minutes, but like, I'm like,
I knew it was longer than 90 minutes.
Somebody lied to me. Okay. It's an hour and 47 minutes, so.
Okay.
Sweat up.
After this situation, Bianca and Elise pretty much on their own. That's it. They the only two left. They pretty much head out to the woods to try to.
You know what? I should have caught on to that shit then, right then, because I was like, it's weird. I don't know. Look, but I was just so into, damn shit, they done got her already because she ain't answering all this shit.
And it's still looking at their situation because we really didn't know too much about Maggie and Alina's situation. Seemed like they was good. It didn't seem like they was in any type of like bad parenting situation or whatever, as far as like Elise and Bianca was in.
Yeah.
So once again, the motivation behind Bianca, especially, because it seemed like she was more than anything trying to get some shit going to get the hell out of town or get out of Dodge. So that was kind of, I still wasn't putting my finger on her doing anything conniving or whatever. I just said,
I was still trying to be like, well, what was her task? Because we know what everybody else
she
task,
still was the only one that we didn't know nothing about.
Yeah, and I was like, everybody.
Oh, you good,
else,
homie? You good? It's spoilers with you. We good. You good.
But yeah, I was just like, damn. we still don't know her task yet. And that's when I started to get kind of suspicious. But I got really suspicious when they started going to the forest. And I was like, all right,
Oh yes.
we going to this house. And then I saw the mirror and she was like, we're going the right way. I was like, oh shit, this don't feel right. And sister felt it too. She was like, something. And they was like, no, this is the way. And then like I was like, is she trying to leave? No, don't go. And then it got dark and I was like, fuck.
It was the thing with Bianca though, the fact that she was doing all the research and whatever, it seemed like that she really was curious and trying to find a way for them to get out of this situation. So that's why I wasn't really putting my finger on her being like the one.
At that point, my intuition kicked in and was like, nah, bro, this don't feel right. It gotta be another way. And
because Elise seemed like she was the more not desperate one, the one that was really trying to get out. As far as the light skinned sister, Elise, she was trying to seem like she was like.
Because Elise actually had a way out. Elise had a plan, but her plan depended on other
straight
people.
A student.
Yeah.
She had
Bianca didn't really have a plan to get out, so she just like, I don't want to live. But she didn't want to live like that. She had the motivation to get out, but she didn't have what Elise had to get out. Because Elise just was like,
she was still so used to Bianca, the one being taking care of her, being that mother figure, or whatever. But once they are in the forest, it's once they start seeing all these damn mirrors, pretty much the home turf for Bloody Mary, pretty much where it all started from.
The fact that they had to walk to and it got dark, I was like, oh no, this ain't right. No, she got to do something.
It went from one scene of them being in a damn daytime to them being straight dark.
Creepy forest.
But after they go into the cabin and come out, they pretty much come up to the mirror and they call Bloody Mary's name. This is what I love too, because there ain't no hesitation. Like Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Like, come on.
Man, come on.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. I ain't mean to say that 3 times like that. I said it in a row too. Oh shit.
And I got headphones in. Hopefully they can't hear through the headphones.
You better start listening and stop playing.
She's gonna be like, who that called my name? It wasn't me. It was him.
All right, I think I'm good, y'all. Hey, Bloody Mary, if you asked me to do something to one of my coworkers, I might have to go along with that. I'm just playing.
Look, we just talked about the damn movie where they was having to take their coworkers out. Now, sir.
Hey, that Belco experiment. If any of y'all watching this, I done shout out to the homies, man. We done what was the shit we do? Wake and Break, man. Y'all know I'm playing. Y'all know I'm a fool. I feel like they gonna do something to me at work tomorrow, man. Don't play with me, man. Don't play with me. Bloody Mary. But anyway. They do call my girl Bloody Mary, and she appears. But this is not what it seems to be. And this is where we kind of get our first twist. Once again, I'm mentioning first twist because I feel like there are more than one twist. It's 2 twists we kind of get at the end. Our first twist being that Bianca, I ain't even gonna call her crazy, but she was like, I'm done with the bullshit. I got to go. Facts, the homie. Don't make a deal with the devil. Don't make a deal with the devil. Bianca was done, though. She was done trying. She was more so done with the fact that not only she dealing with a mother that doesn't give 2 shits about her, and not only the fact that she had to take care of her little sister, putting her in a position of being a mother, being that she was a teenager. Not only that, I remember her mentioning something as far as these guys that her mother bring around that pretty much trying to do things with them. We got to make sure we mention that.
That's what I meant. Like, how do you just kick your teenage daughters out knowing that these predators out here? Boy,
and by the way, at that moment, they was kind of in a good position because of the fact that they went in the household with this guy that was in there with their mama. I'm glad that they went and slept in the car. I'm just saying, I didn't want to be in. I'm glad they went in their position when they mentioned it because I ain't gonna get. Once again, that's a whole nother story. We can get deep. Once again, this should have been a lot longer, like y'all said, a movie or series. I'm
My
almost
mind
feeling
get-
like that now because they could have.
When you start talking like that, my mind get real stabby.
It's the thing about establishing these characters. They could have made it way deeper and made us care even more about these characters and made us like, oh shit, now I really want to see this character and understanding where she coming from as far as her position. Because Bianca, she pretty much like, yeah, she did this. We had our theories. I had my theories as far as not it being Bloody Mary, as far as the people and her friends being killed, as far as Maggie and Lena. I just did not know it was Bianca. I didn't know.
I knew it was Bianca once we got to the mirror because I was like, this bitch fitting to kill her sister. And but like I said,
that's what
all
I definitely
along,
didn't see. I did not see her killing her sister.
But all along, I thought that her task was to harm her sister anyway because that's the person she cares about the most. And she wanted so much, and it was just like, yeah.
That's a good theory, too. I didn't think of that. Once again, shout out to my wife. She said the whole theory of her task was to kill her mama. Or it was both of them to kill their mama.
Hey. Look, would we have cared?
I absolutely would not have cared at all.
That's
Derek. Like, this nigga is Derek. Their mama is Derek. Take them out.
Yes.
We didn't even get that much time with their mama like we got with Derek, but still, she got to go.
But she was verbally abusive.
You talking about
clearly
Color Girls,
irresponsible. Yeah. Oh yeah. Was she worse than the mama on there?
Facts. Bianca, she is definitely the killer, murderer, demon time. She's down with anything that she has to do to get out of the situation that she is in. And if that means taking out two of her best friends, it is what it is. And not just taking them out, slashing their eyes out, gashing their eyes out, like brutally. So, by the way, Lena, I don't know what type of time you was on because you were just backing up in the shower, Lena. You, something, I don't know what you was doing.
Man, that had to be a whole conversation. Like I said, that could have.
I want y'all to ask y'all something too. Nadia, this ain't you. Oh.
You stupid. No, nigga. Look, don't be trying to incriminate me. And I was talking about being stabbed earlier. You know they. Oh, this bitch gonna stab somebody.
You did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
I'm just messing though, but yeah, you can't get.
I mean, she do got the bicep, right?
You know what I'm saying? All to see. Of course, that's the first thing I thought of when I seen that. When I caught this image anyway, I said, "This is the deal." You've been talking about taking some people out. Now I'm just messing though, but seeing Bianca do this and seeing her do it brutally, I was like, I wasn't surprised. Let me say that I wasn't surprised because of what the situation she had been through and seeing how she was dealing with everything. Like, once again, that mama, that damn mama.
Right.
Even though I'm like, damn, I wouldn't do my people like that. Once again, the horror story of Juice. It's one thing to shoot a nigga, but to stab him in their eyes. Damn, shout out Bishop. But it's not only that. Bianca, like, I'm not done. I need more and more. And it just happened to be you, sis. I don't want neither one of us to suffer no more. So you can go out and I'm just gonna live life. I gotta be rich.
Now, okay, this is where I started to think about what could they have done to like fulfill, because like still
the shower scene. She could have.
I feel like she threw her off. And she, but yes,
that could have been my brother. That could have been your sister, or your brother. If a nigga come at you with a knife,
like they was fighters. First of all, we ain't gonna talk about family members and that shit.
Yeah, I don't know what Maggie was doing. Like, was you taking a nap? How did she get in her? What was the parents at? What was Lena and Maggie's parents?
This is why this needs to be a movie. So we could have got these scenes, but like
Lena and Maggie parents, they was them parents on slasher movies. where you never see any of the parents around. They just never around. You just see certain teenagers.
But Lena parents definitely was there after the fact because they was crying and hollering and not my baby.
I'm gonna give them credit too, because when she started hollering, I'm like my old girl. I ain't never heard nothing like that. I ain't either. God damn.
Yeah.
Shout out to the acting once again.
My thing is, I was sitting there thinking like, how? Because she said, because her task was to get blood from 3 innocent people. Did it have to be them, ma'am? Did she say go kill your friends, or did she say get 3 innocent blood? Like, she specifically told them who they needed to hurt though. So maybe she did say her friends, because I was like, she said,
Bodies.
You bring up a good ass point. I didn't think of it. She said 3
Look.
innocent people. Why did she kill her friends? I didn't think of that to be.
bruh, I spend a lot of my time trying to think about how to outsmart genies and shit like that. So like I be like, you gotta be very specific in what you say, or listen to specifically what they say.
Why
And
did
it's like,
she
can I
choose her
fulfill I don't know. I be trying to weasel my way out.
And I'm
shit
sorry,
in my
y'all,
head.
if we trying to say she should have just went out and killed innocent people, bystanders. I'm just saying,
Nah,
though, in this situation, why kill the people that you know, that you associated with y'all all in this situation together?
Yeah, but then you got to look at what she told the other 3 girls, because she specifically told them who to do it to. So maybe she did tell her to do, because I'm just like,
Maybe it was a situation where it was like, these are the 2 individuals that I can get the closest to, because I'm not a killer. I can't get just go out and just kill random people. These are the closest people I can get to.
True, but like I said, but hers was specifically the counselor. Hers was specifically that girl. Hers was specifically what was the other girls? Shit.
Her boyfriend, the ex. You talking about Maggie or Lena?
The cheerleader.
Okay,
so
Lena.
She told him to specifically drop that cheerleader. She told her to specifically spread that girl nudes. She told her to specifically ruin that counselor's life. So, but my thing is, I feel like they were all tests anyway. Because it's like, these people are giving you problems, so solve these problems. But she gave them a way to solve the problems, but I feel like there was a story, in this. So like with Maggie, she was being thirsty. Stop being thirsty. Black girls don't be thirsty. I feel like that was the message behind it. Don't be
the
thirsty.
whole thing with the ex, because she said she had broke up with him, but she should have. Good point.
Teenage love, man. You
once again, the teenagers though. That's it. Teenagers.
But yeah, and then with Lena, I feel like hers was don't let people walk on you. Like, stand up to
Tony, the whole thing was a manipulation all together.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of here. Speaking of.
And I don't know what she was wanting Elise to do, because I like I said, maybe she wanted Elise to write that fictional essay. But not like actually say this happened, but I don't know.
Bloody Mary was definitely expecting Bianca to come through after everything she had did, because she knew what was going to happen. She knew what was about to happen.
She knew Bianca was the most desperate.
The situation, looking into her soul, because that's what Elisa said. Elisa had mentioned that she could look into her soul and understand her true nature, being that she had just did what she did, because after the situation, as far as Bianca pretty much showing that she had killed her 2 best friends, now she need that 3rd innocent blood, and that's her sister. And this is where she going to attack, using that dagger that Bloody Mary also needs, as far as the dagger that was originally used to do what she did, which we're going to find out later on, as far as what Bloody Mary used, as far as hers, not really escape, but revenge. Mm-hmm. So Bianca pretty much goes after her sister on some rampage shit, like, nigga, come out. I just want to talk to you. I want to have a conversation. Like, the regular serial killer type conversation. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to come out and talk to you when you sitting up here trying to kill me after you just told me what you did, your diabolical plan that you just confessed to. No, I'm not coming out, nigga. But Maggie, being that not Maggie, Elise, she's scared. This is her lifelong sister that she been looking up to, her mother figure.
Yes.
She's that damn scared, so she's not hiding in the best spot, being that they are in the forest, so she ain't really got too many spots to hide anyway. Bianca finds her, knocks her ass out, brings her back to the mirror. But Elise got some fight in her. She ain't trying to go out like that.
She ain't trying to go out like the mother girl.
Oh no. And she ends up fighting back as far as her sister. And before she even can hesitate to think about it, she stabs her sister in the eye as far as Bianca. Straight up in the eye. Now, ain't no hesitate, nothing. Like, she rolls her ass over. Boom. It's it.
because she understands her sister's desperation. And it's like, you so desperate that you would hurt me, you would step on me and your friends. At that point, ain't no love.
Can we say Bianca's explanation? Not only do I want what I want you not to suffer either. So if I kill you, technically you ain't gonna suffer either. You free from everything as far as the situation they was living in. I mean, this shit made sense.
That is
crazy,
a psychotic, irrational thought.
Yes.
It is a that's how people commit murder suicide, because they murder their whole family and then they kill themselves, because it's like, why would I leave you in this fucked up world that I don't even like? Kill. You know what I mean? Like that. Literally, that's what people think.
Episode and not being too long, like we wanted it to be, it still made sense with what we got. It was enough.
I get what you're saying, but I was just saying that's psychotic. But yes, I understand why she thought like that. Yeah.
With what you're saying though, we wanted more, and I want more now. As far as it being longer or movie wise. But yes, after Elise ends up killing her sister, Bloody Mary pretty much lets her know her history, because he pretty much explains to her that after the whole situation with her killing her, no, you're not a murderer. You had to defend yourself as far as the innocent blood situation or whatever. Because Elise pretty much feels like, you know, I'm not killed my sister, I done this and the third. But this is where we kind of get our backstory, the full information as far as Bloody Mary. The woman locking them up as far as the slaves in the basement, she pretty much brings them out. And this is not just her. It's the black woman that she has helping her as far as the white lady, which I wish I would have remembered her name, as far as the white lady that was luring the slaves in. You said it was what?
I said, yeah, I don't remember her name.
Oh, I don't remember her name.
Right, you was good with remembering the characters, because
I wanted to. I just wanted to make sure I at least got
not that I didn't care, and that's crazy because I cared about them, but I couldn't remember their names because I was just so into the story.
Can you tell me this though, that where I might be a little confused? When we are doing a Bloody Mary backstory, this is where she go on her revenge rampage, because this is where she understands what's going on now. She know that they not helping us, they are fucking with us. Like,
yep, they are. She basically would starve them, dehydrate them, and then sell them to
I got that part.
Catchers.
The Bloody Mary part. What did she summon? Because that wasn't the original Bloody Mary. So what did she summon to do what she did?
She summoned the power of like a goddess. Like basically she called for the help of a supernatural being, and they helped her. They gave her strength, but she was only supposed to use that strength to break free and not for revenge.
So what is it? Is it almost somewhat her making somewhat of a deal too?
No, it wasn't like that type of deal. It was like, here's my power, power and my strength, but you can only use it for this. So if she would have just only killed the people that were trying to harm her, she would have been fine. So it was a test. It's like, here's my strength and use it, but only use it for this.
It's almost similar to the same test that she's doing with them. Okay.
Yes.
See, this once again, we needed a movie. We might need a series. There's so many layers that they could have done. Yeah. Especially need more with this.
Yeah. So she used her strength to free herself from her captors. Now, it is fucked up that one of your own people. Yeah, it's fucked up that one of your own people got you into the situation, but she, like she said, she was brainwashed. She was being manipulated.
She was manipulated too. It was almost like a house slave.
And what she was supposed to do was to extend that olive branch and teach her. She says that, and it's basic. That was another one of the lessons in this is Instead of shaming your brother, pick them up, educate them. Don't demean your brothers and sisters. Like
It's the same
it,
thing, and what you saying that as far as them and their sisterhood, and the way Bianca started to do them instead of not killing them or whatever.
the fact that Bianca didn't even share what she told her to do, because she could have shared that. She could have like I said,
When she
all
didn't
of their
mention
problems,
what Bloody Mary asked her to do, her task.
yeah, she was like, never mind, because I would never do it. She offered you the world, baby. The world at your feet, and no more suffering and no more struggling. I know a lot of motherfuckers that would have took that deal and
Shout
started
out
their
to
friends
Dream
too.
Grandson. Appreciate you coming through. Well,
Yeah.
wow, goddess of love and fortune. Okay. Shout out
I'm
to everybody
trying to-
coming through, putting
See,
the Neo
thank you.
game. Put
Thank
Neo
you,
game.
because I
including
can't
Padilla.
remember. I could not. Oh yeah, I told you
Thank
I'm into spirituality. Like that shit don't scare me. People scared of it, and for good reason though, because like I said, you can't just call upon shit that you don't understand. Like that.
Shout
No,
out to
sir.
Dream Grandson.
I-
It's a
No,
lot
sir.
of it, man. I'm telling you, like I said, I'm watching from all the horror aspects or whatever. I wasn't looking that deep into it or whatever. Being that once again, the whole Candyman thing, it's like if y'all sit down with this really as far as this whole Bloody Mary thing, especially the way they did this could be scarier than Candyman as far as the layers
it
that are
could
added to this.
be. It could be, but I like the fact that it's a lesson in this. It's not like she was just like murking them, like it was a lesson. But yeah, so the
And
fact
she wasn't
that
even doing it. She wasn't killing nobody at all.
Yeah, but the fact
Almost.
that she took vengeance upon her, sister, because,
But you almost
damn.
put this somewhat in the vein of Saw, as far as Jigsaw, and what he does as far as putting people up their task. I know what
No.
It's
Because no. I mean,
if y'all don't understand what I'm saying,
I get what you're saying, because like she legit did tell them to like frame him for rape.
You're right.
Drop her.
Yeah.
Drop that bitch. But like
Jigsaw
I
was
said,
saying, you don't care about life, but I want you to do this task so you can care about life. They do care about life. They want to do extra things so they can have more life than anything.
Yeah, the thing is like you can't. All of their problems could have been solved if they just would have found a different solution instead of. Also, that's another thing: wishing and hoping and waiting on a fucking savior. No, stop doing that, black people. Like I said, it's layers. It's so much about this. That, and even though that she turned out to be black, you were still hoping and looking in the mirror. Let's get to looking in the mirror. You your own savior. I'll make some shit deep. Don't tell me. Look.
In this episode,
I start preaching.
Also,
I know.
Water comes from Haitian voodoo. Damn,
Yep.
that is the Dream Grandson, man. This is
I
one
told you.
episode. See, we not even gonna have no more episode. Not episodes like this, but any more connections to this episode moving forward.
Right.
That's the only thing. But
Right.
shout out to Nadia, man. Shout out to all the information. Shout out to everybody coming through with the info, the layers, the deeper layers of this. But as far as after we get the history behind Bloody Mary and everything she had to go through and what she actually ended up somewhat conjuring, it's what she has to somewhat deal with after she did what she did as far as her revenge. Now she has to deal with the task of being stuck.
It's the price to pay.
It's almost like she being stuck in her own revenge, as far as this whole mirror image of her being always stuck in that mirror image of her and what she did that night or whatever, as far as the reflection. But Elise, it's after she do what she do and hear this story, she pretty much, once again, it's the innocence to me of Elise. She's like, damn, I'm hearing your story. I want you to be free now. Your whole aspect of the genie thing. Like now you be free. Like I made my wit. I want you to be free.
And that's where I go back. Like, no, you cannot do it. No, you
Shout
can't.
out Brillo, the big review. What's going on, Brillo?
But nah, like I tell, like as much as scenarios I go in my head trying to, how do you outsmart a genie? How do you outsmart these? You can't stop it. Nope.
That's facts.
And as soon as she was like, "I'm gonna set you free," I was like, "Bitch, and you gonna be
Once
trapped."
again, it's that wish
That's
master
exactly.
element.
I was
It's
like,
that
"Yo,
wish
ass
master.
back
Be
to be
careful what you
trapped."
wish for. You always not getting the exact thing that you asked for, only the worst of it.
Oh yeah, and also remember, she was not present in that class that the teacher was teaching because she's a sophomore.
You talking about Lena?
No, Elise was not in the classroom with her
Okay,
sister
okay.
and other two friends because she's a sophomore. She's not in the same grade.
Shout out Brillo Bit Review. Everybody coming through. Was that you, Nadia? All right, let's make sure. Brillo the Bit Review. Make sure y'all go through and check out his YouTube channel. I know he did some lives tonight. He got that content. I think he did a sports. They doing a sports live, and they did I think a winter show or something like that. I didn't get a chance to check it out though. Definitely check out the TV commission, Brillo the Bit Review. Always coming through with the good content. Shout out to Brillo. I appreciate that, bro. Oh yeah, finesses. They were definitely trying to be some finesses in this episode, bro. Definitely. But my girls though, Elise, she's a kind-hearted individual. Shout out to Nadia. I don't know, she might have some things going on as far as technical difficulties. Shout out to her putting us on all that info though. She'll be back. Oh, here she goes. Here she goes. You good? You good?
All right.
My girl Elise though, once again, a kind-hearted individuals. Everything she done seen, she done been through. And I think that's another thing. She was looking at Bloody Mary and her history, and she looking at her situation and the things she dealing with her mom and her sister. She like, I want you to be free. Once again, consequences. Be careful what you ask
Oh,
for.
but yeah, I was saying she didn't get the whole lesson of the teacher was saying that that people used to see mirrors as portals or like, and I was like, she didn't get that. Like, this is a portal to another, like, this is a trap. You get set up, honey.
Damn, what's the movie, man? I'm gonna get to it. I know what movie I'm gonna do, but it's another one too that I didn't mention that I didn't think about. Yeah, Mirrors. That's the one I was thinking about too. I didn't think about it in this particular review or whatever.
I did.
But when you just now mentioned it, that's the one I went to. But it's another one I'm thinking about, which I'm gonna mention after the situation. As far as they dealing with. Shout out to Brillo the Bit Review. He had the White Flakes Awards episode 1 tonight. Make sure y'all go through and check that out. TV commission. Y'all gotta go through and check out JH Review too, and his Raising Canaan reviews. He got some funny intros over there, him and Brillo. But yes, after she pretty much gives Bloody Mary her last, well, she makes the whole combination, right? As far as the innocent blood.
she gives up some of her blood
Okay.
so Bloody Mary can be free.
And she sets her free with a cost.
Mm-hmm.
Elise has been replaced, and it's pretty much the reflection reverse. That's what I looked at it as. It's pretty much her going into the mirror and Bloody Mary. And I don't got Bloody Mary as far as the young lady who's pretty much put up with Texas players in that character. Her name, her real name as far as in this show or in this episode or whatever, but she's pretty much free. And now Elise has to play the role of Bloody Mary, and she's been replaced in the mirror now.
Mm-hmm.
First thing I got when I thought about this and when I seen this was, of course, Skeleton Key.
I don't believe.
Stroke or something.
Carrie?
Dear me.
You called me.
I called you.
Yo, I didn't like that movie to the end, and I was like, "Ooh."
The ending made me like the movie. The
That's
ending
right.
made me like the movie.
I was
actually
like,
going back and having repeats or rewatches of the movie made me even like it more.
yeah, because there's a lot of stuff you realize that you see beforehand. But yes, oh God, I didn't even think about Skeleton Key. But yes,
Absolutely. As soon as I
oh
seen her
yes,
do that to her and making Elise take her position as being in the mirror, first thing I thought of was Skeleton Key. Shout out to my wife who actually I think put me on that movie, The Skeleton Key. I had never watched it, and that ended fucked me up. I was like, no. At the same time, it was like, well, I mean, I was like, I'm sorry.
that's
I'm
why
sorry.
I was like,
well,
I mean,
damn.
people really, it's a lot of people that's upset about that movie. They was like, no, Evil won. And I'm like, did
I
it?
mean,
Did you
that
see
was
what
almost
they
like
did
Get
to
Out
him at
before
first?
Get Out, a little bit. That was a little bit like Get Out before Get Out. If you look at it like that, I'm just saying, as far as the Skeleton Key,
It's
and if
reversed
you
it
haven't seen
out.
the Skeleton Key, you need to watch it. So once again, Halloween is coming up. I got some retro reviews for y'all. We're going to work on some things. I'm definitely working on one of those as far as the Skeleton Key.
But yeah,
Which I'm
it's
trying to
funny
do
you
some of
bring
the
up
reverses.
another movie that has to do with spirituality and
Even with that history with that movie.
oh yeah.
But Elise is transferred into the mirror, and she is the new Bloody Mary. The thing though is the conversation. She pretty much tells us she doesn't have to be an evil individual. As far as the other Bloody Mary who is free now, but it's the task that she's put with. She is the one now that once they call upon her, she is going to be coming in the mirror now. As far as Elise, not really Elise now. She is Bloody Mary now. And she at first is not really down with it. She wants to get the hell out of here. Like, no, I don't want this to be my life. But at the same time, it's like you alone. Everybody around you is dead as far as the people who actually you cared about, especially your sister who was the one that was kind of your caretaker.
As soon as she got transferred, I was like, well, you ain't got to worry about Yale no more.
You ain't got to worry about that. I mean, shit, Yale's coming to you. Whoever going to be Bloody Mary and Yale going to be coming right there to you. And if you technically want to go to Yale, you can transfer your ass into them. I mean, not into them technically. Well, because she's not transferring her body. She's just being took out of that position and replacing somebody else in that position.
Yes.
So, yes.
And then the fact that, like, when you see her, hear her name being called, it sounds like it's a bunch of Caucasian people. And then, but it's funny. I'm not kidding. That's some shit I observed. It sounds like a bunch of Caucasian people. But then, it's funny because the person she answers, though, is another black person. And I'm like, is this like a
the
task?
whole episode? I love.
Yes.
I like that. I love it. And looks like from the look of it, she's actually kind of engaged in it, and she's enjoying herself now.
Hey, I've been to I've been the only black girl at a white slumber party. We still didn't play Bloody Mary. So I can't even be like, that's some white people shit. I don't know. I was the only black girl.
That's why I'm asking, is that something they do nowadays? I don't know. I don't think so, though. I'm being honest. I don't think so. That seems like some shit you would do back in the day.
First of all, yes, I was about to say, the way the world is now, don't call shit that you don't understand. Don't be conjuring nothing. But you know, people do this shit so loosely. Like now, they don't. People, like I said, like the whole Skeleton Key thing, where she was like, I don't believe.
You believe it.
You believe it.
We believe. We all do at that point. It was over. I don't care.
No, but that's what I mean. Like it. A lot of people don't believe in the shit, so that's why they do the shit. But like I said, don't be conjuring nothing. Don't be calling nobody that you don't understand.
I mean, shit's paranormal activity too. Toby calling the phone, but that was see some white people shit. Now you can't say that.
Yep, playing with Ouija boards and doing seances like that shit is fun.
Shout out to everybody in the comments. Before we started this, I had shout out to Moon Girl. She came through in the live chats. Is this my favorite, or is this our favorite episode? I would say for me right now, yeah. Dollhouse was my favorite episode, but right now this is my favorite episode. Because I think honestly, the review it made it more of my favorite episode after shout out to Nadia and everybody in the comments with the extra layers. It's making me want more though. That's the issue. I need a little bit more.
See, and that's how.
Full on movie.
That's why it's not my favorite episode because I wanted more. That's the only reason why. Because it left me wanting more. I was like, they could have done so much more with this, and I was like, it didn't feel rushed, but it was just like we could have went. It's so much.
I almost feel like I wish I wouldn't have added so much to this because I won't. Y'all got me asking for more now. It was still contained, but being the back slave story, especially with the original Bloody Mary and having what she had to go through, that was almost a movie in itself or a series, honestly. Because I hadn't even thinking about nothing like that, having somebody, as far as this white individual, as far as this white woman bringing in slaves, luring them in, saying, I'm going to make sure you good as far as, like I said, the Underground Railroad, because this was a runaway situation. They were trying to escape or whatever. Man.
That was fucked up. She just let them sit down in there and ride. I got fresh well water for you.
But still, Bloody Mary, you did not go through what Candyman went through. He had his arm chopped off, placed with a hook, covered in honey, attacked by bees, alive. So City Boys are still up. We're doing what we got to do out here. And not only that, he is not coming after the people that look like him.
Bloody Mary invoked the whole spirit to whoop some ass, and you talking about
so now,
Candyman got his ass.
I might have to give credit to that 2021 Candyman.
I was so stop. No, you know what? The only credit he got is he wasn't fucking with black people no more. I was like, that's it. Other than that, please go sit down.
Even though a black dude turned him into Candyman somewhat. Anyway, y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about this episode. American Horror Story Season 2, Episode 5, Bloody Mary. Now that we have got this, I'm still looking forward to the next couple episodes we about to get. I feel like they might be surprising us because I'm not sure what we about to get next after this. This was the one I was kind of looking forward to. Don't give us no more Milkmaid episodes though.
Please don't.
No more of those. Didn't Urban Legends do a movie on that too? Shout out to Tony. It do, Tony. It do. Even what they did with this sounded somewhat modern day. That's why I said this could have been a movie.
Like I said, besides this, the only other iteration of Bloody Mary that I really enjoyed was the one from the Haunting Hour.
I have not seen no iteration.
Man, I'm trying to
like this.
If I can find the Haunting Hour, they need to put that shit back on Netflix. They might do it this October. We'll see.
That's something you can put me on then. I'll be trying to put you on everything. Put me on Haunting Hour. Gotta see.
It's some really, really good episodes, but when I went back and watched some of them, it's like the special effects, because it was like 2000 something, but like you just be like, whatever. Like the stories are really good.
I'm gonna have to see, man. You got to put me on. Like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Same thing with that. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out because I wasn't trying to check those out.
I'm gonna have to get Paramount Plus. Ain't that on Paramount Plus? Because that's Nickelodeon.
No, that ain't. Yeah, it is. What you talking about, ain't it? As far as the Haunting Hour, that ain't on Paramount Plus.
I don't know. That's R.L. Stine. It might be. I don't know because that's an R.L. Stine thing. So I don't know.
It'll probably pop up on some streaming service.
Because Goosebumps is on Netflix again, ain't it?
Yeah, that ain't leaving Netflix.
I already did watch that, but see, the Haunting Hour was on Netflix too, but then they took it off, so I don't know where it's at, and it's on Tubi, but it's in Spanish, so no.
They trip me out when I go back. I push play on a movie and I'll be like, "What the hell?" Espanol, Cabin in the Woods. I'm like, "Oh."
I was just like, "Oh, so yeah, the Haunting Hour is on Tubi, but it's in Spanish."
But y'all, let me know how y'all feel about this recent episode, and don't be hating, man. Y'all come through and check us out. Make sure y'all throw them M's up.
Yo, I don't want to.
I'm just. I want to do that because of the beat. I'm just. Don't do it. Oh, the only reason I really did that though, because I am gonna bring this up as far as Uncut, the Murder Inc. story. It's interesting. I want to kind of mention it to see if it could kind of change just a little bit of our perspective of Irv Gotti and what we've been kind of talking about with him as far as what he's done for hip hop. That's what I'm trying to do. As far as Uncut,
you know what? I love hip hop, but like the people that's done a lot for hip hop, they got some problematic shit, and it's like everybody got problems, but it's just like the extent that their shit is. I'm sorry.
It's some of our favorite artists that maybe even unpassed that we might not know certain things they done dealt with or did.
True that, because a lot of shit make it to the grave, but we know one thing.
That's true. Say what we want to say about Irv Gotti. The man, he speaks his truth. He say what he want to say. And at the same time, he was throwing a lot of this shit out for promotion with this documentary.
He was. Because
she was new day and age.
Because she wouldn't be on there.
Who would have about to watch a Murder Inc. documentary unless somebody has some controversy behind it? But
I mean, Omarion tried to do the same thing for his documentary.
Jimmy Bones, is that you?
Which I ain't.
It don't work for everybody. We're not gonna sit there and praise.
I'm about to watch that B2K Drink Champs interview before I even know anything about that Omarion. I'm watching that one first. I ain't know nothing about a documentary of Omarion.
Oh yeah, it's called Omega. It's about his trials and tribulations on being on tour.
A trials and tribulation of what he was doing when he did that verses against Mario. That would be a better documentary.
Oh God!
Like I'm coming out here with some goddamn watermelon and I'm bring my brother out, try to take it back to the 90s. Like we Jodeci out here.
And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. even though we cool with Orion, but like Orion don't do nothing. He just nice looking. I mean,
y'all. American Horror Stories. Uncut is talk tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Come through and check us out. I got some topics. Hellraiser. We're gonna get into. I want to talk about that. I'm loving what they doing with that and what I'm hearing, but I'm a little confused because we got one on Hulu and we got one coming on HBO. I'm good because I'm like, we get 2 Hellraisers. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. All right. The interesting thing though is that we're not getting a man Hellraiser, we're getting a girl playing Hellraiser this time.
Yeah.
All right.
Every time I just hear Cenobites, I just. I could have picked a better name. Cenobites.
What's your pleasures? Or what is your desires? Not no men though. But anyway.
What? I got lost for a second. I was like, what?
Everything supposed to be woke these days or what they be saying. Everything. Look what we got with Prey. Also, a girl can be the predator, but the man can't. Also, a girl can be Hellraiser, but a man can't.
Haven't they had female Cenobites before, though?
Yes. One of the main girls is a Cenobite that be rolling with Hellraiser.
That's what I thought, so.
One of the scariest ones. The nasty shit in her neck, I think that's her.
Shut up.
No. Once again, Halloween coming up. I got some retros for y'all. I got some things we're going to do. I'll speak to my co-hosts about it. We're going to try to work on some things for y'all. One more month. Spooky season.
Woo.
But anyway, let me know how y'all feel about this recent episode of American Horror Stories. I appreciate everybody that came through. Damn. Brillo the Big
Thank
Review.
You for coming
Tony.
in with the history lessons.
Yes, everybody, especially the homie. The homie came through with a lot of good history lessons. Medea, yes, Nadia.
Because I don't be wanting to put something on people's spirituality, and that's not them. That's why I did not say Haitian and I did not say voodoo because I did not know exactly what origin. That's why I said Caribbean because shit, I didn't know exactly where it came from. But yeah.
Shout out to y'all making American Horror Stories a whole lot deeper than it was supposed to be this episode.
That's what I was about to say. People probably gonna be like, you reaching, you trying to make it woke. And I'm like, nah. But no, because you was just saying about Prey, and my argument with Prey is people like that is a older predator. This might have been a she
predator too, by the way.
That's what exactly.
They say it's different species of these predators.
Yeah, because it didn't have the same face as the newer one. So I don't know. I'm mad at people harping on.
And by the way, shout out to everybody showing the love for the Predator review. Over 100 views. Shout out to everybody coming through. P Valley reviews, man. I appreciate all the love y'all been coming through showing to them. The recent trailer reactions, I appreciate y'all coming through. Once again, we are working on some things we're trying to do as far as Sundays still, as far as reviews. Once again, P Valley is gone. We're not in the pink no more. Adam Knight is gone.
Bruh.
We got to talk. Once
Yeah,
again, we are
bro.
going to do a theories. I'm definitely doing a season 3 theories as far as P Valley. Oh yeah, Tony, definitely. Well, we're gonna definitely try to work on that. I got some questions. How we doing this? But it was more of her decision, which I'm going to be bringing up tomorrow night. Uncut This Talk, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure y'all come through. But once again, shout out to everybody who came through tonight. We're gonna talk more about everything we want to talk about as far as the topics. Uncut. Brillo the Bit Review, Tony Robinson, the homie. Shout out to the homie for coming through. Appreciate the support, bro. Always coming through showing the support. Tony. Gene Grandson, appreciate you coming through. Once again, shout out to everybody who came through and checked us out. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell to let you know when I upload new videos. This is the road to 700 subs. Make sure you come through and follow us on Twitch, Low Key Cave. Other than that, we out. Oh, by the way, 600 sub giveaway. I'm still doing that tomorrow, Friday. Make sure you send your info, Cash App info to my social media. If y'all want to, y'all can send it to the deal too. She'll let me know what's up. I'm
Don't send me that.
but yeah, man, just let me know. I'm trying to, like I said, appreciating everybody that's coming through and subscribing to the channel and checking out the content. I'm just showing some appreciation or whatever. But once again, send your info and let me know. I'm choosing 2 people, 600 sub giveaway. But other than that, we out.
Hey.